Okay. Do you know that all healing is released from the past?
Yes.
All healing is the release from the past. If I want to heal, I have to release the past. If I want to heal, I have to release the past. If I want to be happy, I've got to let go of the past. I've got to let go of the past. And that's why the Holy Spirit is the only healer. That's why love is the only healer. Because the love in you, the truth in you, the God in you teaches that the past doesn't exist. So the part of you that's loving you will always tell you what's gone does not exist. The past means gone. In the South, we call it gone. So it has a little bit more juice to it. The past is gone. The past is gone. See the difference? So, and for you to have the awareness that the past doesn't exist, that means that you are really living in the spirit of knowledge. Because it takes knowledge to really realize that the past doesn't exist. And therefore, nobody in the world knows that. Of course, nobody in the world knows that the past is gone. Nobody in the world really knows that the future means not yet. Because most people in the world are either thinking about what's gone or what's not yet. Like, I'll be sitting here thinking about what I'm going to be doing 3 hours from now. That's my mind being in the not yet. Right? And if I think about the service that I spoke at just an hour ago, that I gave myself some mind-boggling messages in, then I would be thinking about the gone. So when you say, I want to be with the person who really loves me in the future, you're saying, I want to be with the person who loves me in the not yet. I want to be prosperous in the future. I want to be prosperous in the not yet. When you substitute not yet for future, it'll give you a totally different conception of time. And then you find yourself being in the present moment. Because then, if I want something in the gone, like for instance, I sometimes when I get really attached in relationships, and it would be very difficult for me to let it go, even when it was gone. Every sunset remind me of her. Every time I went into the Denver pavilions, I remembered when we went there. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Everywhere you go, you know, it reminds you of them. They gone, and you don't want to let yourself realize they're gone. And the Course in Miracles says that's why nobody in the world knows that, because people in the world are focused in on what's gone or what's not yet. In case you wonder where I'm not this smart, I'm really reading the Course. I'm on page 258 if you got the text. In chapter 13, which is one of the deepest chapters in the Course. Now we know that the only rule for my class is what? You don't have to believe it. You don't have to accept what I'm saying. You don't have to welcome what I'm saying. Some of the things I say you may resist. Did I say some of the things I say you may resist? One of the best ways of resisting is simply going unconscious. That's the easiest way to resist. Just go unconscious. That's cool. I'm going to love you up while you're unconscious. Okay? Some of the stuff, you're not really being asked to judge the ideas and analyze the ideas. If you use the ideas, you'll see that the ideas work. So those are my only little guidelines to my class. Nobody's trying to convert you. All right?
All right.
Okay. So let's go back. The Course in Miracles says that if you want to heal in a situation, the way that you heal is you got to learn how to release what's already gone anyway. And since it's already gone anyway, it's not a really hard job. If it's already gone, letting it go isn't that hard because it's already gone. Okay, got it? All right? So whatever happened to you last week, you don't have to worry about letting it go. It's already gone. Okay, you are the one that's keeping it in the now. And then you give yourself the same emotional reactions to it as if it's still happening. But it's really gone. See, intellectually I get that, but emotionally I don't always get that. What about you?
Exactly.
Okay, all right. So just because you feel something doesn't necessarily make it true. But your feelings never lie, and your feelings are always true. If you say you feel jealous, you do. You say you feel afraid, you do. So your feelings are always true. What your feelings are based on may not be. So the thinking that gave you the feeling might not be true. But the feeling is always true. If I'm mad, I feel mad.
Yeah.
So like I said before, there are just 3 accurate perceptions basically of anything. It's either true, or it's false, or you don't know. Those are, everything other than that is your story. It's the story you're putting on it. It's your judgment about it. Everybody with me on that? Yeah, it's like right now. Is it true I'm standing in front of you? Yes. Now, when you start thinking about what I'm thinking or where I'm coming from, what would be the only honest answer you could give? You don't know. And that's the way it is about any opinion you have of anybody else at all, ever. You can never have an opinion about somebody else that you absolutely know is true for them. Ever. The most honest thing you can say about anybody else's thoughts, feelings, and motivation is that you don't know.
What if they tell us?
That still would be them telling you what's going on. That's why you want to ask them, because you want to hear what they are thinking. Right. But you saying you know without any kind of communication with them is not true. You can say you think I don't like you, but you don't know. So that just took away so much judgment from me. And then the Course in Miracles says, do you really want to have some cool stuff happen to you? I go, yes. What did I do? He says, well, what you do is say that it's either love or a call for love. Say that I know the thing I'm sure about everybody in this room is that if they're not experiencing love, they really want to. They want happiness, right? You want joy. You want peace. So really the only accurate judgment is either love, or you're calling for love, or you're calling for help, or you're calling for God. The Holy Spirit said you use those 2 interpretations to transform your whole world. And it's so simple that people attempted never to do it. That's too simple. It's gotta be more complicated than that. No, just go, this morning my mama was a call for love. I didn't say you had to smile when you were saying it. I just said that's what it was. You know, somebody cuts you off in traffic, you go, you call for love. You didn't call for love. See, you got that emotion behind it. That's good too. Since I feel the feeling anyway, I just will assign it to something I want to happen to me. Since I create through my consciousness, why don't I take all that anger and put it behind love for me? Since I'm already upset anyway. Why don't I just give it a different direction? Then the more angry I become, the more love comes to me. Because I'm screaming. The only rule is I have to see what you do as a call for love too. It can't just be what I do as a call for love. I got to see what you do as a call for love too. If I want to receive it. Woo!
So my upset stomach this morning was a call for love?
That's what it was. And a call for some antacids. You can look at it, why not see it as a call for love? You got a choice about how you want to see things. Why not choose to see it in a way that makes you feel good? That's what makes sense to me. Since everything is my choice, I have a choice about what I think. Why don't I start thinking of things that make me feel good? That just, to me, that just sounds logical. Does that sound logical to y'all? Why don't we do it? 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 You know why we don't do it. You know why we don't do it, because we want to punish ourselves. So let's go a little bit further. I don't want to get stuck on me. Yeah, I think I will get stuck on me. I keep hugging myself like that, maybe I get lucky. So it would indeed be impossible to be in the world of fear if you knew that your past was gone. For the mind that knows this unequivocally, that the past is gone and all healing is the release from the past, it's also a mind that knows it dwells in eternity. So, okay, at the point that you recognize that healing is released from the past, the Course says that if you knew that, you would also know that you are eternal and you never die. So the being that knows that the past is gone is also a being that knows they live forever. Now remember, you don't have to try to believe this or understand it. My job is just to tell you what's going on, even though you may not understand it. So the Course says, when you really have released the past, then it also says you won't be utilizing perception at all. That when you get to the point that you know what the truth is, you don't use perception anymore. What? Yeah, because perception is judgment. Perception is evaluation. Perception is learning. Whenever you see something, you're just looking at the way you're evaluating things. Is that right? When you perceive something, you're just looking at your own interpretations. And if that's true, there's no need to perceive, because there's no need to evaluate anymore. Because when you are an awakened being, you know what's going on, so there's no need to figure anything out. So analyzation is something you use when you don't know what's going on. Woo! So that means if you're really an awakened being, you don't even consider where you are. You don't even think about where you are. Because the concept of where doesn't mean anything to you, because if you're an awakened being, you are everywhere. Just be with it. I see a little smoke coming out a few ears, but for the most part, people hanging in there pretty good. Because really what I've said is that what you're like when you do recognize the truth versus what you're like when you don't recognize the truth. And since we're not at the point that we realize that healing is released from the past, then when I describe the way we will be when we're really healed and seeing things correctly, it will sound alien to us because we're not there yet. Does that make sense? It's like if you are an oak seed and somebody was describing to you the oak tree, it wouldn't make any sense because the seed doesn't look anything like the tree. So I'm describing the tree to us seeds. Yes.
Why?
Why what?
Why describe the tree to the seeds?
Because it would tend to make the seed feel a lot more confident and safe about its future. If I was able to assure you that everything was gonna turn out all right, it's a good possibility you would enjoy right now a lot more. So that perception is a perception that gives you more peace of mind. And that's the value of it. Because if you have peace of mind, then you can hear your inner guidance. And the reason why we don't hear our inner guidance is thoughts of conflict and fear.
Yes.
So what we want is the more we move toward peace of mind, the quicker we get the answers from within that we need to have. Because I'm always directing you within. I'm never directing you to follow me. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's the last thing on my mind is trying to be anybody's leader. Because if you're a leader or a follower, you're walking by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want somebody walking beside me, personally. So I care less about being anybody's leader. Besides, people get mad at you when they want to be the leader and don't want to be the follower no more. And then you don't even know when they're going to make that freaking decision. You know what I'm saying? Like one day, why don't you take the lead? Why don't you have the initiative? And then you take the initiative and all of a sudden they want to be the leader. And they're mad at you and calling you dominating and controlling. You're just trying to control me. You asked me to yesterday. You know, so forget the leader follower. You know, as far as I'm concerned, this is just me. I'm not saying you got to do anything I do.
I just have to take a minute and tell you how much I love you, Earl. I just do.
You don't have to take a minute. You can take more. Take a few more minutes.
How about eternity?
You love me?
I love you so much.
I love you too.
That's all.
Yes.
So when you say that correct perception, and perception is judgment, so correct perception is non-judgment? Is that what you're
Correct
saying?
perception can either be seen as non-judgment or correct perception could be seen as right judgment.
Yeah, beautiful.
Like if I'm judging you correctly, then that's cool. You know, if I'm judging you correctly as being an unlimited being, born into flesh, to materialize as best you can, the great joy and spontaneity of your nature, then that judgment is correct. If I judge you as being loving, if I judge you as being spirit, consciousness, it depends on the judgment I'm using,
Okay.
right? So there is right judgment, and that's the judgment that's based on love.
Okay.
So for those of us who like to judge, and I'm one, then I love everything that it teaches about correct judgment. That way I don't have to fight my desire to judge. I just start judging in a way that'll do me some good. See, it's it's too much to ask me to get rid of judgment completely. I just can't handle it. I don't know about you, but I love judging. Because it gives me an opportunity sometimes to feel superior. And other times it gives me an opportunity to feel inferior. Sometimes I want to feel like I'm just not enough. I'm inadequate. Nobody could ever love me. Sometimes I like to feel stuff like this just to feel. You know, I find sometimes I'll just give myself a little crappy feelings just to feel. You know, then if I really want to feel crappy, I know who to call. So I have my emergency crappy people. You know, so if I really want to feel bad, I know who to call. Don't you know?
Yes.
Like if you want disapproval, you got the category in your smartphone. I feel like feeling judged today. Let's see, my cousin Jake, you know what I'm saying, just go down the list. Sometimes if you really want to suffer, you put them all on a conference call at the same time. You know, so if you don't want to suffer, I got some advice for you. Yes.
So, when you were saying that all healing is released from the past, and then you were saying that then you'll know and you don't have to figure it out. I am recognizing that the more that I do this, the more this is leading me towards allowance.
That's right.
Allowance.
Allowance. Allowance. Allowance. I want to allow the love into my life. I want to allow the prosperity into my life. I want to allow the peace, the joy, the fun.
Yes.
I want to, so doesn't allowing sound cooler?
Yes.
Yes.
When you think about it, I'm going to go out and get it.
Yes.
I really try to watch the course calls it your getting mechanism.
Yes.
I think that's a perfect way to describe it. My getting mechanism. He says, whenever your ego feels threatened, which means whenever you might suspect you might be more limited than you think you are, or more powerful than you think you are, or more loved than you think you are, then he says that the ego draws your attention to your body as quickly as it can. So you have an appetite to get something. And the appetite to get something is just your ego trying to protect your old image of yourself as just being a limited body with a few years to live. That's deep. That's what this book says, stuff like that. I'm like, man, that's deep. So when I feel my drive to get, I try to stop myself. Because I could allow what I'm trying to get. Like all the loving I used to try to get, it's really now about me allowing it. Which is a lot easier. I'd rather allow it than try to get it. Okay? So when you have knowledge, which means that you realize that healing is released from your focusing all the time on what's gone or focusing on what's going to happen, he says, then you'll be in the only place that has any power to change anything. Right here, right now. That's where my power is located. Right here. If I'm ever going to do anything different, I got to do it right now. I got to see it that way right now. I don't care if I had 100 million lives or you don't believe in past lives at all. You still got to make whatever changes you're going to make right here, right now. All right? So you could have been Napoleon, I don't know. And the only good thing about thinking that you may have been Napoleon in a past life is what? At least it suggests that your life and your body are not the same thing. That there's something about you that lives on and on even past your physical body. That's the only good thing about, the main good thing about the idea of reincarnation. It reinforces the idea you may be an eternal being. Other than that, you can either use it to wallow in the past or move forward. So, but if you believe in it, then don't renounce your belief in it, unless your inner guide tells you to renounce your belief in it. If you don't believe in it, it doesn't matter, because if it's true, it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not.
Right.
It's just your ego that thinks it does. I cannot believe in gravity, but what? If I jump off this church, I won't fall up. Oh, Earl didn't believe in gravity, so he floated. It doesn't work like that. So whether you believe something or not, you'll find out what's true. Isn't that cool? It makes me want to celebrate. It was just part of you. Think about something that you're grateful for. Think about something that you're grateful for. Think about something that... Now, I'm going to remember the truth. All healing is released from the past. I say, all healing is released from the past. All healing is released from the past. All healing is the release from the past. All healing is the release I gotta get it into my body. I can't just keep the truth from my neck up. So many truth students like they don't even be in their body. It's all love.
Yeah.
It's all peaceful. May we all be one. That's cool. I'm not knocking it. But I'm black! I gotta get some kind of payoff. Okay. Let's be holy. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Okay. Thank you. All right. So let's repeat real quick. Love is your only teacher, because love will teach you that the past is gone, and nobody can really know the past is gone in the world, because they believe what the world teaches. When you start to think beyond the world, then you will realize that you are in eternity, that you do not die, that you don't have to judge because you know what's going on. You don't even consider where you are because it's all so cool, you don't care where you are. So you wouldn't want to be anywhere other than where you were located.
That's right.
Because what you would be experiencing wherever you were is so much love, you wouldn't be thinking about where. You're only trying to get somewhere else because you don't like where you are. Why you think we're trying so hard to get somewhere? If you was in total bliss, you wouldn't be trying to go nowhere. You'd just be trying to allow as much of it in as you could possibly let in right now and then extend it back out. All that trying to get somewhere, that's only people who are not happy. If I'm really happy, you think I'm going somewhere? So why don't you admit you're miserable so you can be happy? No, that's too much. Then you're going to take away my last joy, pretending that I'm happy. This is a trick. That made too much sense. This is a cult.
Yeah.
He's using brainwashing. God, I wish I was that concerned about somebody that I would spend my time trying to worry about, could I wash their brain? I got better things to do than to try to wash your brain. Don't flatter yourself. I don't want nobody washing my brain either. I worked for years to have the dirty mind that I have. It's a masterpiece. All right. It knows that it's everywhere, has everything forever. So we heard about the way we would be the once we wake up to the truth. Everybody clear now? Yes. What would be one of the characteristics of you when you were awakened, based on what I just said? And you can look at the book. What would be one thing that you, well, let's see. If I was enlightened, then I would be okay wherever I am. If I'm enlightened, I'm not judging everybody around me because I know what's going on. If I'm enlightened, I know that I live forever because I'm a spiritual being and not a physical body. So if I'm enlightened, I'm not worrying. If I'm enlightened, I know I'm connected to source, so everything's going to be all right. Now, what about if I'm not? Well, then I'm afraid of everything, and I'm suspicious of everything, and I'm separate from everything, and I get sick, and I get mad, and I don't know how I'm going to make it, and I try to find at least one person who will love me, then I strangle them with my love till they die. I'm worrying about money all the time, wondering if I'm going to be taken care of. If I don't know who I am, my world is frightening, and I'm acting from my security center all the time. All I'm thinking about is, how am I going to make it? How am I going to make it, and who can I trust? How am I going to make it? That's what you think when you still haven't learned how to release the past. Which we don't have to sweat, right?
Right.
Because it's gone. Isn't that great? I mean, what could be a better task than to do something that's already been done? Or to recognize what's already happened. Spirit is so good to us. It tries to make it easy for us, but no. I think I deserve to hurt. So I'm not letting myself off that easily. Earl, you're letting me off the hook, and I refuse to let me off the hook. And I'm saying you deserve love. And that's all you deserve. Period. No matter what you think you've done. 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 You only deserve love. Period. If you made a mistake, it can be corrected. If you made a mistake, it can be corrected. If you made a mistake, it can be corrected. If you made a mistake, it can be corrected. If you made a mistake, it can be corrected. If you made a mistake, it can be corrected. If you made a mistake in the past, it can be corrected. If you were less loving than you thought you should be in the past when you didn't know, that's the only reason why you did it, because you didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't get up in the morning and say, I'm going to be hell for somebody today. You didn't know. Most of the time, you never know. They tell you, you thought everything was cool. Right? You're innocent. You're innocent. Sometimes I'm scared to say that because people tend not to come back to my class when I say loving things. Okay.
And so the need to control is part of that, what you were saying when you're in fear, right?
If you're fearful, the next thing is control, the next thing is attack. Fearful people attack. Fearful people attack. So the more you frighten someone, the more likely they are to attack you. So that's why safety is your number one rule for you and other people if you want to be safe. It's only fearful people that attack. Only fearful people attack. Only fearful people hurt people. Only fearful people hurt people. So if you're around someone who always seems to be hurting you, they are afraid, and you are afraid. That's why you stay in there with them. You're both afraid, and you're both attracted to the fear that you feel for each other.
So, society has always taught me to plan for the future. So, what I'm hearing you say is that is not correct perception. Am I hearing that correctly?
Part one of it.
Okay.
Part two is, for you not planning does not mean that you do not follow a plan.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Okay, think about following, like for instance, if I receive guidance to do something, then I'm following a plan. If I sit up and make up on my own what I think I should do, then that's me planning. So what you learn how to do is you learn how to listen to your own divine guidance, and you learn how to recognize when it's your true guidance, and then you follow that guidance that you receive. That's what the Course in Miracles is about. It's about teaching us how to tell the difference between when we're listening to the divine guidance within us and when we're listening to just the stuff we're making up that's not going to work. That's what we're learning how to do through the Course. You see what I'm saying? So like for instance, my guidance told me to teach the Course in Miracles full time, that I was to dedicate myself to sharing that. I did it, and it's been 27 years later, and I've had a magical life of things beyond my wildest imagination in terms of joy and really cool experiences that I wasn't having that way beforehand. So when you follow your guidance, you can always tell, because when you're truly following your guidance, you feel fulfilled in what you're doing, and you're glad to do it. Nobody ever has to make, and I don't get up in the morning and go, damn, I gotta teach the Course in Miracles today. I don't even feel like doing it. Any of y'all recognize that? Okay, if that's what you're doing every morning, that was your plan. That's your plan. You get the people, how can I tell the difference between God's plan and my plan? Yours don't work. What? Yours don't work. No. Well, what's the sign that mine don't work? You're suicidal.
Yes.
You're miserable. You don't want to get up in the morning. You're mad all day.
Yeah.
That's you following your plan. Well, how do I learn how to follow God's plan, Mr. Know-It-All course teacher? When you're listening to your true voice, it's never going to direct you to attack or hurt anything or anyone. It's not going to condemn you about what you're doing. It's going to always ask you to do something you can do now. It's present oriented. Your true voice is always going to tell you something you can do now to allow more love into your life. Not next week, now. Like right now, my voice is telling me, now, speak this to them. Okay, another way you can tell your voice from the Holy Spirit's voice is you'll feel some kind of guilt or fear about it. You hear it, and all of a sudden you're feeling guilty, oh God, or you feel fear, or you feel anxiety. That's not inspiration. Inspiration energizes you. Inspiration makes you watch time disappear. When you're doing something and you're inspired, 6 hours could pass by and it seems like it's 5 minutes to you.
Yeah.
When you're doing something that's uninspired, the clock goes something like this.
Yeah.
And every 5 minutes you're looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel that energy on Friday evening. There's like this energy on Friday evening. You can just feel it. People go, oh, I got 2 whole days. Oh, 2 whole days. You know, because they're not doing their inspiration. And they're innocent. Totally innocent. I love that. Isn't that great? You can just do it however you do it, and no matter how long you do it, you're going to still be loved. Yeah, you're being loved while you don't even love yourself. You're being loved and supported all the while you're feeling sad and bad about yourself. You're being loved no matter how you feel right now. So you can go ahead and feel whatever you want to feel right now. You can feel depressed, or you can feel happy, you can feel inspired, you can feel sleepy. I don't care how you feel. It's not going to change the way I feel about you.
That's right.
And the only thing that I'm feeling is how I feel about you. I don't ever feel your feelings for me anyway. All I ever feel is my feelings for you. All I ever feel is my feelings for anybody. That's how I used to fool myself and think the other person was feeling about me the way I was feeling about them, because I was just feeling my love for them and I thought it was their love for me. And then I find out, oh, they're not giving themselves the feeling of love for me like I'm giving myself the feeling of love for them.
Yep.
Because we both just giving it to ourselves anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas you feel the same way about everybody. So you're choosing who you feel good about. Whew. But suppose since I control my own feelings, now check this out. Now suppose since I control my own feelings and I choose what I want to feel, what would happen if I chose to love all of you?
Good.
Then I could feel good about everybody. If I chose to look at it in such a way that made me feel good. See, I'm a control freak. So I like this truth stuff. Because it really does, in a way, put me in charge, even while it's not putting me in charge. Because it's like saying, well, you know, you're the one that's generating the way you feel about everybody. And it always has been that way. You've never been feeling their feelings, you've been feeling your feelings. Okay, well, that means that you could choose to feel that way all the time then. Because none of your feelings are dependent on anybody else then. See, that makes so much sense to me, but I'm learning how to pull it off.
Yeah.
So I haven't mastered that part yet, and that's what the workbook is for. The workbook in the Course in Miracles is how you get the new perception that it's promising you. But many times people want to get the result of something without doing it. And then say the thing doesn't work when they haven't even done what it's asking them to do. I went to that course class and nothing really changed in my life. You didn't do it. You thought about it. You analyzed it. You were wondering. I don't know. That's not the same as doing it. Woo!
Woo!
Yes.
If I go through a red light, it's done. How do I correct it?
By not running the next one.
Right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
simple.
See, the purpose of it was to make me aware.
Yeah.
Now that I'm aware, then I don't do it as much as I can. Then I forgive myself if I do. Because, you know, all you really can do is forgive something that's already happened anyway, since it's already occurred. There's nothing you can do about it. So the only thing you really can do. Now, what does forgiveness mean? What does forgiveness mean? Good question. Thank you, invisible person. Forgiveness. I speak to thousands upon thousands, and just that most of them aren't in bodies. Don't get me wrong, I'm a very successful teacher. Most of my students are invisible, haven't you noticed? They can't be seen. Okay. Obvious truth. So yeah, you know, it's like what I'm learning how to do is let go of what's already happened that I've already done. That's already gone. Don't you think that if the universe really meant for you to suffer from something, that the thing that caused you to suffer would stick around? The fact that the thing that makes you unhappy is now gone shows you that the universe isn't about you staying in a mistake or a painful situation, or you wouldn't be able to get out of it. Every day you'd be in that same situation. So something loves us more than we love ourselves, and we're the ones that's trying to catch up. We're the ones that's behind the curve. Everything is loving us more than we love ourselves. All the love that we ever could want is like sitting around going, oh, come on so I can show you a good time. I don't deserve it. I cheated on my wife. I can never, ever be happy again. And then the universe always says yes. Because the universe always says yes. Okay, you need to suffer right now? Yes. So what do you do with the people in your life that look like they're suffering? What is your role? To remember they don't deserve to suffer.
Right.
To not inflict any suffering on your part. To be somebody that's really cool for them. That's your role. In other words, your role is to be happy yourself. So you'll have something to give them. You don't join in somebody's suffering that is not empathy. Because you feel bad, me feeling bad with you is wrong empathy.
Yeah.
You don't need anybody to join in your sadness. They actually need to be an example again that you could be happy again. Without preaching to you or trying to fix you. Just hold space for me, baby. Just hold space for me. Right now I'm sad. Just remember I deserve to be happy. Just stay there, just hold space. Let me get it out. Because if I can get it out, it just pass through me and it'll be gone. So let me say the most horrible things you've ever heard, the most unconscious things you've ever heard, the most angry things you just let me say it. Don't fix me, don't fix me, don't fix me, don't correct me, don't correct me, don't correct me. Just let me get it out, 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 let me get it out. I hate my dad, 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 I hate my dad. And then you say it and say it and feel it and feel it, and then the strangest thing will happen. You start to become aware of the sanity that you have behind all those insane thoughts that you wouldn't even get to unless you let it all out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's important to have an emotional crap. But everybody tries to stop everybody from doing it.
You got it.
The minute you start to express any kind of unhappiness,
Yeah,
or
you must
sadness,
be mental.
all the positive people jump on your case.
Yeah. Right.
How dare you say that?
Yes.
What you say that's going to manifest, you don't really mean that. And you just want to smack them. Because all you want to do is just say how you feel.
Yep.
So the greatest pleasure you can give someone that's upset is to just hold space for them. They don't need your advice.
Right.
They don't need your wisdom.
Right.
They don't need anything in that moment unless you ask them and you say to them, are you open to me sharing with you another way of looking at this?
Yes.
And if they say yes, then you don't hold back. You give them your truth as honestly as you can. Why? Because they asked for it, which means they're in a better position to listen to what you got to say.
Right.
And that's all you want anyway, is for somebody to listen to you. Right? So if they say, no, I'm okay, I just need to just share that, then you say, okay, this is what you say next. Is there anything else you need to share? That's your answer at that point.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And that's allowing you to be in the present, letting go of the past because you letting it pass through. Now that's what a healer does.
What took so long to learn this? Damn it.
Paying attention to your past, listening to what you learned in the past. Do you know that from the moment you're born, from the minute that you land here, everybody's incessantly describing to you what everything is?
Yes.
From the moment you come in, everybody's telling you what's true, what everything is. And when you get to the point that you can accept all of these false explanations that we get as true, then you become a member of society.
Wow. Yeah.
A member of society is a person who can, on their own, make all the wrong conclusions about everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're in agreement, too, that the world is flat.
Yeah.
Now I'm a member of society. So just because everybody else doesn't believe something, and the vast majority of the people around you doesn't believe something, it doesn't mean you're not right. Don't ever forfeit what you know is true in your heart for what the gang is saying. Especially a gang that's miserable.
Yeah.
Especially a gang that's afraid. Especially a gang that's selfish. Especially a gang that attacks. Those people are not telling you the truth. If they were practicing the truth, they'd be happy. A miserable person is missing something. But they're showing you what not to do. They're showing you so beautifully. Don't do it the way that I'm doing it right now if you really would like to be happy. The most miserable person in the world has never had a relationship that lasted 2 seconds for them that they felt happy in, should not be giving you relationship advice. But they do. But don't you know people like that?
Yeah.
People who never are loving or open, telling you, I don't know if you should be with that person or not. I don't know. So, are you advising me against them? Yes. Oh, I'm heading straight for it. Thank you for the direction. Because I know happiness is the opposite of everything you think. Why? Because you're so friggin' unhappy.
And the thing that I'm starting to notice a little bit is that if it's bothering me that someone else is miserable,
Mm-hmm.
then what's really happening is that I'm unhappy.
That's right. That's right. And then, you know, what's cool about that is that's the first step to getting to happiness is to realize you're not.
Being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first step. It's me, like I said today when I said, remember that you're miserable so that you can be happy. It's like it's not until you admit that you're not happy that you're going to do something about it. But positive thinking people think it's about pretending you're happy even when you're not.
Guard.
So they just hide how they really feel. Then the unhappiness beneath their fake happiness, got this now, their unhappiness beneath their fake happiness is creating their experience. So then they're this nice person wondering why all this bad stuff is happening to them.
Right.
They don't know it's coming from your own subconscious anger and grief that you're not even admitting that you have. It's what you're in denial about that you meet every day. So what you meet in your physical world is what you're in denial about in your mind. Whoa, so how do I find out what's really going on in my mind? Right? Good question. How do I find out what's really going on in my mind? By looking at what you see in front of you as a reflection of what's going on in your own unconscious mind. So your physical perception is your unconscious mind.
So I keep meeting abundance because I'm in denial about abundance.
There
in
you
my
go.
mind.
That's right. If you're a person who's receiving more love than you think you deserve, then you have more love for yourself than you realize.
Wow.
If you're a person who thinks you all loving and everybody treats you like crap, well, that speaks for itself. Okay, now, you think you're cooler than you are. That's why you're so nice and everybody treating you like crap. You have a grandiose ego.
Yeah.
You think you're putting out more love than you actually are.
Right.
Woo! Uh-huh.
So the violence in the world around me
Okay, good.
is a reflection of my own violence towards myself.
Yes, it's a reflection of your own attack thoughts. Now, attack thoughts come in two varieties. Nice people have this kind of attack thought. I'm afraid somebody might attack me. I'm afraid I might go to the store one night and somebody mugs me. I'm afraid I might be driving down the street one day and somebody crashes into me. I'm afraid that I might be sitting in a movie theater and somebody comes in with a rifle and shoot me.
Right.
Okay, now notice, I'm not saying anything about me attacking anybody. What I'm talking about is something attacking me. Now, then that's one type of attack thought. The other type of attack thought is simply this. I really want to kick your ass.
Yep.
I really want to beat you up. I really want to hurt you. I want to get you for what you did to me. That's the other type of attack thought. Now, nice people have first attack thought. I'm really nice. I wouldn't hurt anybody. I love everybody. Oh.
Right.
But somebody might mug me tonight.
Yeah.
Both of those thoughts are represented in the world you see.
Yep.
Are they not?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So what you're seeing out there is a reflection of what's going on in your own consciousness. That's why when you change your mind, the physical world you see will change. But nobody can prove that to you, right? Because you'll never see it until you change your mind.
Right.
And that's the challenge of teaching the truth that I'm teaching, is that none of you all can see the truth of anything I'm talking about until you do it and then you see it happen in your own life. Because right now you believe what you're telling yourself and you're seeing a reflection of what you tell yourself. So it looks like your perspective is true. And I understand that. If everything I think is what I see, then I'm going to believe that what I see is real. But it's just my own thoughts being projected. And so unless somebody can give me another way of seeing things, I'll stay stuck in that trap that keeps me miserable because I believe in it more and more because I'm seeing it more and more. If I put my hands over my eyes, I'm interfering with the laws of seeing. But that doesn't mean you all are not out there just because I can't see you, does it? But it does mean I'm seeing the images in the darkness of my own hands. So I'm looking at the things I'm making up in my own mind where I have my hands over my eyes and that becomes the world I live in. How do I know I'm just looking at only my own thoughts and what's not real? Because I have to tell other people about it before they know about it. So if it was real, you'd know about it and I'd know about it. I wouldn't need to tell you about it. I'm only having to tell you about what's going on because it's just happening in my own mind. So everything you have to tell somebody about is just what's happening in your own mind. And so there's a world outside of your thinking. There's a world outside of your seeing. There's a gorgeous world. There's an awesome world. But you're like this. My daddy! My daddy! I see him right here in my hands. Let me tell you what my daddy did to me. See, if it was real and my daddy was really doing it to me, the other person would see it too and try to rescue me.
Right.
The fact that you are having to tell somebody what's going on means none of it's real except to you.
Yeah.
So that's good news. That means everything you're upset about is just happening in your own mind and not in reality. So then it becomes, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? If you want to be happy, admit you might be wrong about everything that you're miserable about. Like if you're miserable in relationships, go, you know, I hope I'm wrong about the way I see relationships. If your finances suck, go, I hope I have the incorrect perception of abundance. You don't want to be right and be miserable.
Right.
And that's when I learned it was when things began to change. It was like, now I go, I hope I'm wrong about this. I hope I'm wrong about that. I hope I'm wrong about you. I hope I'm wrong about my dad. I hope I'm wrong. I don't want to be right and miserable anymore. Forget being right. I'd rather be happy.
You got it.
But miserable people, they don't feel that way. They want, I want to be right. No, my daddy did it.
Yeah.
Earl, I hear what you're saying, but you just don't know what I went through when I was a child. Ah, key word, when you were a child.
Yeah.
Are you a child now? No, but I can't let it go. Why?
Yeah.
Because
No, you're
I
right.
still want to suffer.
Yeah.
I still want to punish myself, not my daddy.
Yes.
You only do it because you want to suffer. It has no, you never hold on to a grievance about somebody else, about them. That's you trying to do it to you. That's why you hold on to it. Then your mind goes, well, that's crazy. Why would I want to do some stupid stuff like that? You know, why would, and then when you see, and when you start to question, that's when you start to get out of the situation. You're right. Ask yourself that question. Why would I want to do that to myself? Good question. Now you might get to the answer so you can get out of it.
So Earl, when you were talking about like being honest about that you're unhappy, and this is, I don't know why, but I have a lot of fear about saying this, but I need to be honest with myself and say that like at times when I'm unhappy, I'm liking that, I'm attracted to that, and I'm wanting that.
If you do that, you won't be able to suffer, Chris.
Beautiful.
Yeah, if you turn around and go, you know, there's a part of me that loves to suffer. There's a part of me that loves to have relationships that cause me pain. There's a part of me that loves to be broke. That would be the end of the whole thing. You'd have to go after that because there would be no point if you was enjoying it. How can you suffer from something you enjoy? If you want to suffer, you can't be enjoying it.
No.
Yeah. I love never having a date. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. You know, all of a sudden everybody's calling you saying, hey, let's go somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. You have somebody, everybody want to go out with you. You have a job, everybody want to hire you. Have you ever noticed that?
Yes.
Yeah, you with somebody like, hey, I kind of like you. You with somebody? Yeah. Oh. And then when you by yourself, you can't kill nobody, want nobody to die. Nothing happens. You go somewhere, choose me, and then everybody kissing each other. Everybody but you. When you're reaching enlightenment, you'll be laughing at this. You'll be saying, this is the best joke I could have ever played on myself. Oh, this is great. You look at your bank account and go, ah! A grown person, $5 means something. Ah! You never thought about that? You like a grown person going, $5. That's some money. You may want to reperceive your financial situation.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Say my lack is a call for abundance.
My life is a call for abundance.
Any form of lack in my life is a call for abundance.
Any form of lack in my life is a call for abundance.
So if I feel like there's a lack of love in my life, I know I'm calling for an abundance of love in my life. If I feel like there's a lack of health in my life, then if I'm sick, I'm calling for an abundance of health in my life. You always see the thing that you're going through is calling on the opposite to it. If I feel sick, I'm calling for health. If I feel lack, I'm calling for abundance. If I feel fear, I'm calling for love. If I feel guilt, I'm calling for innocence. So instead of telling somebody I feel guilty today, I would say today I had a deep call for innocence about what happened between me and my father.
Yeah.
Instead of saying I have a lot of guilt about what happened between me and my father. You would just reinterpret it so that it would bring you the opposite of what you're feeling. I feel angry. I feel a deep desire for peace, man. I feel a deep desire for peace with you. That's different from I'm upset with you. I really want peace with you. So if somebody came to you and they said that, you would probably listen. If they really in their heart were saying, instead of saying I'm mad at you, if they would say, I'm really feeling a desire to have some peace with you right now, and I don't feel any right now. I really want to though. I feel a deep lack of peace about what I saw last night. That's a entirely different approach than, I'm upset with you for what you done to me. You can say it that way. I want peace in this situation. I got the same level of anger, but I interpreted it differently, which will give me a different experience. And all of us are capable of doing that. That's how you know it's the truth, because it's something you could do right now if you chose to. The truth will always be something you can do right now if you choose to, but most people don't choose to, so they have to act like the cause is something other than choice. We come up with every solution but choice. Whew. Now I'm going to stop right here. Would you acknowledge yourself in here in this microphone and see that? I'm going to take the financial expression of appreciation. I'm a full-time teacher of the course. I appreciate your generosity. Those of you on the internet, thank you so much for your financial expressions of appreciation. And those of you who'd like to make one, you can go to my website at earlpurdy.com. If you'd like to have some personal guidance and support, I do sessions, personal sessions called clarity sessions. If you go to my website, earlpurdy.com, it explains the sessions that I do. And so whatever's bothering you, there's another way to look at it, and I'm willing to help you with that. You don't have to do any of this alone. You don't have to keep doing it alone. It's not necessary. It's really not. All right, Tuesday night, The Way of Mastery. That's a class I do at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. I want to invite you to come to that. It's something else I wanted to say. It didn't come to me, I guess. Oh yeah, also, people who want to get personal coaching done. You're serious about the course, you want to get past in the blocks, you can have a session with me, and I'll show you how to read that book in a way that will make it powerful and easier. So also, that's available if you go to my website. All of my classes are online. There's no excuse for being able to listen again and again and again. Goes out on your smartphone. That's right. I was on that phone in your bedroom just the other night, and I'm telling you, you innocent. All right, slow what you did, but all right. All right. Don't come to me if you want to feel bad and guilty. I'm the wrong man. I'm not going to do it.
What's your website again?
EarlPurdy.com. Yeah, I can give you a card. Yeah. I don't know, the Holy Spirit called me the other day. Spirit just gives me these tough assignments to do as a teacher of God. I've got to go to London next month and MC an International Course in Miracles conference where they put me up. And then in October, I got to go to Ibiza, Spain, and be on an island for 5 days teaching a course. The stuff that God puts you through when you're ready to fulfill your function, it's just horrible. You know, and what it did was brought me right to my upper limit. The upper limit is how much you think you can take before you start sabotaging it because you don't think you deserve it. Right. So like right now, my head is up against my upper limit. Like that. So I'm like, well, look out for what I'm gonna try to do to screw it up. Because there's a part of me that don't believe I deserve that, to do what I love to do, and then be, shoot me all over the world. Because I have all my sins and I haven't forgiven in myself from the past, and I'm still learning how to let go. Like the Spirit was trying to tell me that, let it go. If this much good stuff is happening and you still got a lot of guilt, what do you think would happen if you let it go? Yeah. Wow. If this is me still needing healing, what would happen if I actually was loving myself completely in the way I should? That's scary to even think about. Part of me believes I'd die. Oh, yeah. That a train will run over me. Like I'd be walking down the street and the engine will fall off a plane and fall on my head and I'm really cold fast. It's a part of me that thinks that I don't deserve to have love. And so when love starts coming at me, then I shut down. I find myself shutting down. And I'm glad that love is showing me where I need to learn how to allow and where I need to allow. Because I didn't know that until love started coming at me. Then I could see the places in me that needed healing. But as long as it looked like people weren't loving me, I didn't even know what it was in me that needed to be released. So people who love you are always making you aware of what you need to let go of because of how you relate to the love that they're giving you. Okay. So if you can let it in, then you know, oh, okay, all right, I'm willing to allow. I must feel this way about myself because I'm only letting in as much as I believe I deserve. So I'm letting this in. Okay, I must believe I deserve this. Now I believe they're being insincere. Now when you get to the point that you believe the person is becoming insincere, that just means you reached the limit of how much love you think you can receive. Mm-hmm. And then you put it on them as being insincere because you weren't able to handle it. It was too good.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. It's like until they get to your limit, you can receive it. All right, that feels good what you're saying. Oh, that feels good what you're saying. That feels good. Yeah, I love you. I love you. That feels good. That feels good. Then, it just hit my limit. They told me I loved it at the highest level I can receive it. Now they say, I love you, I love you. And then I'm going, no, you don't really love me. See, now you're going beyond the amount I can allow. So I'm going to project on you that you're untrustworthy, that you're deceiving me. I've had people say to me when I tell them I love them, oh, you just say that to everybody. I said, that's why you can believe it.
Right.
If I'm not saying it to everybody, it's not true.
Right.
Love that's real is going out to everybody. The people who are saying loving things to everybody you know, you need to believe those people.
Yes.
The person that says it only to you, be suspect. Not that they're being insincere, but you need to be aware that what's real is shared. And that's not the same as saying sharing your body. Okay? So when people hear me that say sharing love, I don't want to go to bed with everybody. Well, they don't want to go to bed with you either. It's just your ego think everybody want to go to bed with you. Some people begging not to go to bed. Don't let them want to go to bed, man. Don't let them want to go to bed, man. Don't let. So love goes beyond the body. It's appreciation.
Yes.
And you can appreciate everybody without that being a threat. Yeah. But if you think free love means everybody go to bed with everybody, then you're going to get scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can always tell when you're telling yourself the truth, because if it's the truth, it doesn't frighten you. And if you're telling yourself something that's not the truth, then you're going to feel frightened by the prospect of it.
Wow.
So you know it's not what's scaring you, because love isn't fear.
Right.
But we love fear. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we fall in love with fear and call it love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have attractive forms of fear. We have fear that we like. And those are relationships you're afraid of losing. That's the fear that you like. Woo! Woo! I'm gonna do one little thing before you sue me for course abuse. What happened? He was beat me down with the truth. You deserve to be loved always. Let me go out here and find somebody to call me a mother. so I can feel normal again. Oh, you know, the person who will never tell me I'm beautiful. Can you tell me I'm beautiful? No. Do you want to go out with me later on? I tried so hard with the people who wouldn't give me no love.
Yeah.
I tried over and over and over and over and over. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. Choose the person that chooses you. Provided you feel the same way. But if you both feel the same way, then see how far you can go in it. You both consciously want to be there, see what you can do. All right, I'd like you to get in a holy position now. Close your eyes. Om Namah Marishabhaye. Om Namah Marishabhaye. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do a quick review. So remember, all healing is released from the what? Past. So we're going to do a chant. Are you ready to love your past? You let it go? You ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
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 Breathe.
Sometimes I get a feeling.
healing is released from the past. All healing is released from the past. All healing is released from the past. All healing is released. Now this is what you say. The past is over. It can touch me not. The past is over. It can touch me not. The past is over. It can touch me not. The past is over. It can touch me not. Say what? The past is over. It can touch me not. The past is over. It can touch me not. The past is over. It can touch me not. The past is over. It can touch me not. Now take a breath, and then here's the last one before you go out into the loud button. Now I want you to say this from the depth of your soul, if you so choose. Kiss my past. Kiss my past. Say what? Kiss my past. Say it, tell somebody. Kiss my past. Say what? Kiss my past. Say what? Kiss my past. Kiss my past. Acknowledge yourself, you luscious, loving, incredible, wonderful beings of God. I love y'all. Hugs are available. I love hugs.